Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we got my girl Jessie, and we're going to do a character guide on her. So in this video, we're going to look at her artifacts, her spheres, and her calls. So for those of you unfamiliar with Jessie, she is a ranged damage dealer, kind of supportish type character. I would consider her kind of like a third slot utility type character, and she does turn manipulation and delay. So if you like those things, you might like Jessie. In this video, I'm kind of curious to see what her damage looks like, so we're going to see how good her damage output is and how good her turn manipulation and delay tactics are, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to start by looking at her calls. I do think her calls could be interesting and potentially usable, right? So the 15 doesn't do any special effects, but it does do turn manipulation. So it's just an on-demand turn manipulation where basically you can pull an ally up right after you. So that definitely could come in clutch. The LD also does turn manipulation. It's different though, where it puts your character after the character you choose. So that's kind of interesting as well. And then this does do a party attack, Brave and HP damage overflow up. So you do get a little bit of party buffs with it. And it is a 2-turn delay. So I do think there are some uses for her calls. I don't know how much I'm going to use them personally, but if I need on-the-spot delay or turn manipulation, it's definitely a very good one, right? And it definitely emphasizes what her kit is all about, right? Now let's go ahead and look at our artifacts and spheres really quick. So if we go into here, so if we go into artifacts, now I don't have her artifacts yet. I literally just got her built up, just got done pulling for her, all that stuff, right? But her artifacts, you're going to want Attack 108, and then you want her C50, which is called Careless Avalanche Member Up, which is going to be Party Attack and Max Brave. That is your highest priority because that's stuff for the party. So you want to prioritize that first, and then, yeah, you definitely want Attack 108, okay? Then let's go ahead and take a look at the spheres. So she's got an A slot and 2 D slots. For the A slot, you really want to focus on attack or brave damage or both. Jessie is a character who she doesn't brave gain a lot on all of her attacks, so she's really depending on the actual brave damage she's doing. So by increasing attack and brave damage, that's the best way to do that. So I do think Jack is best in slot here because you are getting brave damage and attack, but you could go with just a fat attack up. You could do a range damage up, you could do an attack up, any of that stuff would work. Something like Sephiroth, which would be like an attack max brave combo, that would be good as well. I think Arden's another one. There's a lot of good combos out there. Just look through your A slots and see what you got, but just prioritize that you're at least getting, I would say try to get at least 10% better on attack and brave damage, unless you're doing a combo one like this. This one I believe on the full one would be 5 and 5, which is still good because you're getting both stats, right? On the D slot, the thing with Jessie here too, well, I guess she doesn't have to worry about it, but she does do a little bit of buffing, so you definitely could give her a buffing sphere, but you want for the D slot one of the party attack up ones, and this is pretty generic, right? So Hope, Queen, Cissnei, Saz, Ash, Lise, there's all kinds of them out there, right? Luna Freya is the only attack up one I would avoid because that's a weakness damage one. I just had a couple of Cissnei, so I opted for those. Those are going to be max brave and attack when you deal a crit. I feel like that's going to be fairly easy for her to do. It is a stackable one, so I just threw a couple of those on there. I definitely would say, as you guys watch my guides and you hear me recommend certain spheres a lot, when those characters come back, definitely refine them. This Jack sphere, I refined 23 of these, so I got so many of them. I can just throw them on every A slot character I want, right? So, alright, so with that, we're going to go ahead and hop into the showcase here. So let's go, and we're going to make her look good. We literally have Jessie surrounded by the 2 best support characters in the game, and Jessie also has an Ultima weapon on. It's not Sublimate at all yet, it's just a base one, but it's still stronger than her maxed out Force weapon. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hop in, and we will check it out here. And do I want to bring, I'll bring a selfie. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but sure, we'll just hop in like this. Now, with Jessie, there isn't a base turn order. She's really she is kind of the definition of utility in that you're just using her to manipulate the fight and use her effects. So you're really just using her effects based on what you want, right? So we can kind of go in and just show all of these attacks here. So what I'm going to do, because I do want to give Luna Freya and Penelo a turn, let's just start by going through her skills. So we'll just start with the 15, which is spinning back kick. So let's go ahead and hit that. I just want to see what the damage looks like here. Alright, so 600k with like 170 overflow. Not the craziest, but that's just her 15 CP attack, right? And we don't have like burst effects up or anything like that. But it's just a Brave gain, single target attack with some splash. It is a 2-turn delay. So you saw there, it's a very on-demand 2-turn delay, which is very easy to activate. Gives her a buff called Avalanche's Maintenance Staff. And basically what this does is a party attack and max Brave up. So definitely want to upkeep that, right? Now with Lunafreya, what I'm going to do with her is I do want to like make Jessie look pretty good here. So I think and I could just ramp into FR right away, couldn't I? I might. I actually could just ramp into FR. Let's pop because with her and Penelo back to back, like all the charging we have, I probably could very easily just ramp into an FR. And then during her FR, I can just show off her other skills, right? That might be what I do here. This might be a quicker character guide, but you know. We'll just throw the quick prayer on Jessie because we want Jessie to have turns either way. Maybe what I'll do is this. We'll leave this quick prayer on. I'm not going to go like too crazy with Lunafreya yet. I do want to, and let's just get our BT effect up and we'll just pass turn. We'll just do like 3 regular turns with Jessie because I do want to see like her regular damage outside of force. So that'll give us a few turns just to kind of look at what she's doing. And then we can go into ramp into force after that, right? Okay. So we pop the BT effect there. Okay, now we've got Penelo. And obviously Penelo can ramp like crazy. So sure, let's have Penelo just do a couple of ramps here. Give us a bunch of buffs. Oh, I do have to be careful. Well, here's the thing. Penelo's buffs, I know not all of her buffs are framed. So we should, yeah, we're fine. We could put like, whatchamacallit, heavy prayer, quick prayers over that. So we're fine. So Penelo here. What do I want to do with you? I think, yeah, we'll just drop Penelo's BT and have her BT effect up as well. Once again, this is a heavily buffed Jessie, so we'll keep that in mind when we're looking at the numbers. But yeah, the way you use Jessie, I would say she's never going to be like a main damage dealer or main support. So she is kind of the definition of like a slot 3 character, right? She's a complement to the rest of your team. She's going to help them out that way. And it just depends on what you're running, right? All right, so Jessie here. We've got a free skill use. She does have a unique EX, which we're going to talk about. Let's go ahead. Sure, since we got it for free, let's pop the AA, which is just a generic attack up. So you got some buffs there, right? Then what we'll do is we will show the 35, which is called Uprising. This is one of her turn manipulations, and this will just pull an ally up. So let's go ahead and use this. And you can see Penelo's in the back. Let's try to bring Penelo up. So Penelo's going to jump up. Now this is really good, especially too with like slow characters. So I talked about like how she works well with Fusuya to help him get his 3-turn paralyze on. You can abuse this with someone like Anna Crow, who like delays herself heavily because she does so much damage. You can keep bringing Anna Crow up or someone like Sid Reigns and combo that. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do like comboing with slow characters as well, right? Penelo, I mean, you know what? Let's just pop a Fatal Dance. It's going to do a lot of damage, but let's just pop a Fatal Dance. I don't want to go crazy and like force charge with Penelo because I don't want her BT effect to run out. Alright, so Jessie's back up. And actually this is good. So now we can just show off her LD. Her LD is kind of interesting. So what it's going to do... So normally turn manipulation stuff will like pull allies up towards you, like whoever's next. The LD is unique in that you get to choose Jessie to turn to come after another character. And you can pick herself. So you can just make Jessie go back to back if you want to. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually intentionally put her after Lunafreya, and then I'm going to let Lunafreya ramp up into a force, and then we're going to go into Jessie force. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Let's see what the damage looks like on this LD. Okay, about 900k AoE, pretty decent. Okay, now Lunafreya, yeah, let's ramp up, and then we can do like quick prayer, heavy prayer, all that stuff, right? So, let's do a ramp. Now I've got her BT effect up, so I do actually want to pop Luna LD here to reapply the heavy prayer. So let's get the heavy prayer up. And then I'm going to try to get a quick prayer and just try to exit her turn while still having her burst effect up, which we should be able to do. Okay. And then, yep. And then let's see, do I have quick prayer? All right, let's ramp. And we should easily have this ramped up in time to go into Jessie FR. Okay. And then, yep, let's go ahead and quick prayer Jessie to make sure she's got the turns to do what she needs to do. Oh, she's too many buffs. Never mind. We can't quick prayer. Hopefully she's at least got the heavy prayer. Oh, she doesn't. Too many buffs. All right. So we're going to see her without quick prayer, heavy prayer. That's fine. We overbuffed. Not a problem, though. We'll just kind of continue the turns. That happens. This is a very buff-heavy team, so that is something you do got to pay attention to. So we went a little crazy with the buffs there, but that's okay. So we just know that Jessie can look better than what you're going to see here, right? Alright, so we'll do that. Yep, we'll just attack through again. Alright, and Jessie here, even though she doesn't have like quick prayer on, we can still like kind of do some finagling here, right? So let's go ahead and just pop the FR, and we want to get the EX. That'll pop up at some point here. But sure, let's go ahead and pop the FR. So My Life, My Road. Let's see what this thing's going to do. We got Maria. I wish, though, if you bought costumes for a character, that they would come in with their costumes. Because my Maria has the costume. So I wish that was costume Maria. Alright, 1.5 mil AoE. So that's pretty, like, kind of par for the course. That's what you'd expect from a, like a maxed out force, right? So let's talk about what the force effect is. So let's see here. So it's a big AoE attack that you saw there. It did do a 2-turn enemy delay. So you can see all the enemies got delayed by 2 turns. We're going to get a damage limit up, brave limit up, and HP up. So her force conditions are basically you have to use a ranged attack, which is 20%. If you act after an ally, it's 40%. So that's easy to trigger. That's like Onion Knights. And then if you manipulate turns, it's 20%. So here's the thing. Her FR actually isn't like the craziest one. So you don't really have to go hard for it, because I don't think it's ever going to be your primary FR that you want to use. The part that's for free is like acting after an ally turn, which that one's pretty easy to do, especially because she's got turn manipulation and delay. So you can typically count on getting 40% at least with whatever character is going. But ranged ability, like there's not a lot of top tier ranged out there. You got to run specific comps to get that. And then manipulating, that's super rare, right? So it's pretty much just for Jessie. But if Jessie is doing all of that, it's 80%. So if you can get Jessie a lot of turns, Jessie can go crazy with 80% up, which is good, right? So what we're going to do with Penelo, well, here's the thing. So Penelo would be acting after an ally turn. So let's see what like a haste rumble would do. That should be a nice bump, right? Yeah, 95. So I mean, Penelo can still ramp with it pretty good. Let's go ahead and just do an attack to pass turn here. So let's go ahead and do Fatal Dance. And then what we can do with Jessie is I can show you like an LD spam cheese that we can do. So the thing that is cool about Jessie, unlike other non-BT characters, you can kind of give her a few turns in a row with her turn manipulation. Oh, we've got the EX. Hold on, let me check the EX. Oh, the EX is instant turn rate. Yes, all right. Let's pop the EX. The EX, though, yes, and it does. Okay. So let's pop the EX. So her EX, it's kind of like a Roja where she gets it twice before it goes out. So let's pop it. The show must go on. Now, this does turn manipulate, but that's good because we want that for the FR effect. So I guess what we'll do is, sure, let's pull up Penelo right after her. So let's do this. See what kind of damage. I'm expecting pretty good damage here. Well, and we are in a force time, right? So yeah. All right, so yeah, 2 mil. And that was at like 200-something%, right? And then, yeah, Penelo got pulled up. So Penelo, sure, let's just Fatal Dance and rip up a bunch of damage. Sure, Penelo, yeah, 6 mil. Okay, Penelo's looking pretty good there. And then Luna will just attack through. And we'll kind of see like the normal little bumps, but it's really easy to spam a bunch of ally turns, right? So you can see that. We're at least getting 40%. So those aren't like terrible bumps, right? All right, so now we could do the second EX, but we're going to have an ally kind of interrupt. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to do a little LD spam. So let's do the LD. And I can say, I want Jessie to follow herself. So I can just make Jessie go after herself. And she'll just keep spamming turns here. So, and that does count as turn manipulation, even though she technically, like, didn't move. So yeah, there was a big bump there. And then let's go ahead and do it again. So sure, let's say I want to go after myself again. Sure. Try to pull her up a little bit. Okay, so like 5 mil, but we got that. So it didn't pull her ahead of Luna Freya. So Luna Freya is still going to get a turn in between. That's fine. But it did pull Jessie up a little bit. Okay, so Luna Freya is going to jump in between here. Pop off something for 600%. Alright, and then sure, let's pop the other EX with Jessie, because I do want to see that. Let's do the EX plus here. Oh, and we didn't even talk about like the other stuff, so we got to do that. And then sure, we'll just leave Penelo where she is. Let's see the damage here on the plus version. I mean, at 648%, it's going to look pretty good, right? Alright, so yeah, 5 mil AoE, pretty decent there. So the EX, it moves allies' turns after her own, and it pulls both allies up. So you can see both allies jump up, which is really, really good, right? My guess is, now I haven't jumped into her Shinryu yet. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, like the enemies probably start off unframed and you can delay them, but I wouldn't be surprised at some point if they frame their turns and force you to like keep pulling people up. But I don't know, we'll see. So her EX does a big party battery, big AoE attack. Does Brave Game between attacks. And then she gets so what happens is on her normal EX, it doesn't consume the EX gauge. And then on the plus version, it does consume it. But then she gets a free ability use on her next attack. And then the EX either way gives her a buff called Leading Actress of Tonight's Show, which is going to be a party attack and max brave up, overflow stolen up, and brave damage up, which is very, very good. Oh, and then I didn't even talk about the LD buff, right? So the LD buff is I always take down my target. So on the LD, that is going to be a self attack, overflow stolen up, brave damage up, HP damage up, and then a party also gets the same stats up. So that's very, very good. So we've got all of that there. And yeah, we're about to finish up the force time. I mean, let's do a fatal dance. This will probably wipe them out at 700%. Just a little Pinello nuke here at the end. All right, pretty darn close, 12 mil. Pinello is crazy, you guys. Pinello is absolutely insane. Let's see if we can get just a couple more Jessie turns here. So once again, we got the enemies. You can see how they've got like a bunch of turns in a row there, right? So let's say, yeah, we could pop LD. We could do Uprising to bring an ally up. But let's do the spinning back kick because that's going to be a 2-turn delay. So sure, let's spinning back kick this guy. Probably kill him, to be honest. Yep, did kill him. And then let's spinning back kick this one to move them back 2 turns. So there you go. I mean, that's basically Jessie. I mean, we'll go through and finish this off. This won't take very much here. But yeah, she's actually pretty easy to use. Her kit's fairly simple. It's just understanding that when you want turn manipulation, when you want delay, her damage isn't like blowing me away, but it's competitive damage, right? I would say for what she is, not going to be your main DPS. Her damage is fine. Her FR, I really see it's just a side, like extra FR. I don't think she's ever going to be your primary FR. So if you like Jessie, don't feel like you have to get the FR. She's going to do what she does well as an LD only character. She'll lose a little bit of damage, but you could throw her in there with an Ultima gun like I did, and she's going to look exactly the same as mine, even if yours doesn't have an FR, right? So anyways, let me know what y'all think of Jessie. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.